welcome to Jardín Secreto, welcome to Secret Garden, welcome to ANARCHAPULCO 2023. It's for us a huge honor to have you guys again in here. We already feel like family with you. And as we always do here in Secret Garden, before doing anything special, anything transcendental, we begin by give a salutation and opening to the 7 directions. We will be having it right now. We would like you to participate on it. For this, we will have to stand up and we will be facing towards every of the 7 directions as we ask you to. Raising our left hand to salute to the guardians and to the 4 directions that are the 4 cardinal points. And there we'll do the sky, Mother Earth, and our inner true self. So we would like you to join us with your intention of making of this week a magical event, making it accomplish its purpose of strengthening in freedom and letting us grow alliances that permit us to truly live as a true, free humankind. Thank you very much.
Said is another way of saying that I don't do anything. They do, and I super appreciate it. And that was, give another round of applause if you enjoyed that party last night. That was incredible. Yeah. Another year, another year. It's amazing to see how many new people are here. It seems to be that way every year. It's kind of like it's great actually, it's awesome. But this is our 9th ANARCHAPULCO, and it's been quite the journey. Of course, the mainstream media covered it all very well. I think it was the Daily Beast who said, ANARCHAPULCO is a murder-filled nightmare. I know, it doesn't seem like it now, but you guys don't know, all the new people, this is kind of like anarchist Hunger Games. So, not many of you are going to survive this, just so you know. That's anarchy, you know. Gotta love the mainstream media. Amazingly, I think it was Macy who kind of found it originally. I think she knew about it. I didn't even know this was here. It's kind of hidden. It's got a perfect name, Secret Garden. And turned out the amazing people who run this place are incredible. And they allowed us to have that first one, even though it was a little dangerous for them. At that moment in time, it was like everything was locked down. If you were going to have an event with more than 10 people, you were like going to kill everyone's grandma. It wasn't as bad in Mexico, but you know, like all the main hotels, they weren't doing anything. It was just, everything was closed. And so they did that, and then last year we did it again, and now we're here again, and this is by far the best. If this is your first one, this is incredible. And beautiful location. And we'll definitely be giving lots of thank yous to all the people at the end of this. I don't have too much time right now. This is just my welcome message with Lucy. Thank you guys, I'll talk to you soon.
Give a round of applause for Jeff Berwick, everybody.
So, first of all, immediately upon getting home in Canada after the last conference, I quickly realized that we have a lot of work to do in the battles for our freedoms. And I could tell that just simply by looking around because of the amount of people in masks. I'm sure you guys have had a similar experience. First, it was like 1 or 2, and then that all of a sudden slipped into like 10 or 15% were wearing the masks. And then all of a sudden, in a very short period of time, the majority of people were wearing masks out there. But then something remarkable happened. You'd see like one crazy person in their car all alone with a mask on, or walking around in nature or something, and you're like, they've been watching way too much television, you know, totally crazy. And you think, wow, they're just too far gone. But all of a sudden, that turned into 10 or 15%. And then the majority of people were acting in this behavior like as if it was normal to just do whatever the government tells you to do. One time, my wife and I were shopping in a mall, and to my surprise, I hear this shouting coming from way down the hall. I turn around and it's directed at us. And this lady is saying, excuse me, why don't you two have masks on? Don't you know there's a mandate right now? And I'm literally just caught off guard. I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, is this really happening right now? Like, what's going on? And so my wife chimes in and she says, that's none of your business. And that set this lady off. She ends up pointing out to random strangers and she goes, it is my business, it's his business and her business, it's everybody's business. And again, I'm just kind of shocked at this. So are the other people. They're all just looking around like, what? So my wife very calmly and quietly leans in and says, my medical exemption is none of your business. And that's when this lady scoffed like I've never heard before. She's like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, you two are medically exempt. Yeah, right. And can you imagine reacting like that to some stranger? I mean, that would be like somebody pulling up into a handicapped parking spot. And before they even get out or before they turn off their car, you're just like, yeah, right, I'm sure you're handicapped. Like, it's just a crazy way to act. And I want to help people like her, but unfortunately I've come to learn that she, like many others, are some of them that I refer to as wounded soldiers in the information war, and she's one of them. So for example, if you see somebody and they got the mask on, they got the goggles on, they got the gloves on, they're dousing themselves in the alcohol and they're watching TV 24/7, they're too far gone.
Hi folks, it's good to be here again. I'd like to start, as I always do at ANARCHAPULCO, with a very from the heart statement, and I'd like to say, fuck the government. Fuck every government, honestly, fuck these people. What they've done over the last couple of years is disgraceful. But what they're doing, you've heard me talk about these 15-minute cities and all this shit they're doing. What they're talking about now is C40 cities, folks. C40 cities are completely carbon neutral cities. This is what they want. They want to stop all car ownership by around about 2030. They want you living in a 15-minute zone where you're basically functioning on carbon credits. That's everything they're doing. And what they're going to do, the way they're doing it through climate change and all this bullshit that climate change is real, is even if you know, we've got a group of parasites running the world, folks. The parasites have taken over. It's our compliance that's doing all this, folks. That's why when people say, you know, who do you want to blame? I'm going to blame the Jews and the Jesuits and the Freemasons and all of these people that have done all these things over these years. Yeah, that's all very well. There's been a lot of nefarious groups that have done a lot of really bad things, but right now it's us. We are driving this ourselves through our compliance, through our use of smart technology. The problem is us. Now, we refuse to look in the mirror. We want people to point the finger at so we can say them. It's them. Oh, you don't have to do anything. Golden age is coming. No, you've got to do a lot of preparation. You've got to do a lot of inner preparation. You've got to know yourself. And that's what this is an opportunity to do, folks. If you don't know yourself through this whole COVID scam, if you haven't figured out what you are through this, well, good luck to you. But I think a lot of people have. A lot of people can see this, which is what's brought you all together here. So it's truly one of the greatest times to be alive. It really is. And we can make that age ourselves, but it's going to be a personal thing, you know.
All right, thank you. Back here.
Hi. I am myself not on this bandwagon, but many people that I look up to are absolutely convinced of this white hat dimension that's doing this good work on, you know, behind the scenes. I mean, there is a hope and a passion associated with this movement that involves the former president of New York and from New York, Trump. And I just can't wrap my head around the belief, the devotion into this belief, and I wondered what you thought.
It's fear. It's fear of personal power. Fear of personal power. I want the world to change, but I'm not prepared to stand up and do it myself. I'm not prepared to make my voice heard. This guy's going to do it for me. I'll get the newsletter that the world's changed, and then I can go back to my mundane life and everything's going to be good. I can use the internet. Blah, blah, blah. What I was saying before, everyone thinks that someone like, you know, will support this guy, and he will go and he'll use the system to change the system. Like people are thinking Trump's taking down the deep state. No, it's one big, there is no governments, it's one big holding company. The whole world is one big holding company, masquerading as a system of governments and nations, and here we got Putin, we got the government who's going to come and save us from the government. This is good, this is going to really work for us. Like Trump, the president is going to save us from the president. Yeah, sure, that's really going to work, not a freaking problem, you know? Yeah, it's theatre for the masses, it's hopium, it's because people are afraid. They're afraid of actually making their voice heard. Most people are terrified of actually speaking out and saying, I have an opinion, I have value, I'm actually worth something, I'm actually worth the same as everybody else, you know? I actually have value as a human being. Oh, sorry, did I offend anybody, you know? People are terrified of doing that. So that's what the whole Trump thing's about. It's just so that, you know, you can just hope and not actually do anything, and you'll get the newsletter. If you just send them a donation every month, you'll get the newsletter, The World's Changed. You don't have to change your life in any way, shape or form. It's all going to be done for you. That's what people want, because they're in this comfort zone of the system. The system is all they know. They can't imagine a world without the system.
This little party is out of order. Because I have rules, you know, and you can take them or leave them. But one rule I have, because I usually talk to a lot of young people, you know, 15, 20, 25, college kids, but it looks tonight, everybody's a young person. That's great. But no, and when I have a real young crowd, or any crowd, because I end up talking about the same thing, the condition of our society, the condition of our liberties, and we're in big trouble. We pretend to do separation of church and state. We need separation of medicine and the state completely. And you say, well, wouldn't that mean a lot of people wouldn't get medical care? There's a lot of people today getting rotten medical care when they have to listen to the government. So no, this whole nonsense that there would be chaos. They actually use the word. They say there'll be anarchy if you have freedom.